Let's begin with a drum set. Listen for an explosive live sound. The snare should be crisp and the cymbals should ring.
I admire you when my living has a limit of desire to keep it going. I'm just knowing that my time with you makes a difference. How I'm feeling when I vibe with you. They can't divide us two. We got a bond like 007, right? Even on Devil's Night, you show me what the heavens like. Go ahead and spread your light, though I can barely see. I know you're there with me, my personal therapy. Some days I wish I was more like you. Your certainty, your attitude. Keep doing what you're doing, I ain't mad at you. I'm just wishing that I had that too. Some days I wish I was more like you. Your certainty, your attitude. Keep doing what you're doing, I ain't mad at you. Just to know you, I'm glad I do. I want you to view yourself the way you see me. When you're feeling alone, I'll be a sanctuary, yeah. I want you to view yourself the way you see me. When you're feeling alone, I'll be a sanctuary. You inspire me, look at you crazy when you tell me you admire me. Not an example for anybody to try to be. We'll call you bluff, but I know you wouldn't lie to me. Just a surprise to me, we got a bond tight, no one can come between. I have respect for you, you have your love for me, and that's enough for me. All I need to get by, let me be the method to your Mary J. Blige. So many times I felt defeated, you always know the right thing to say for when I need it. I wanna do the same thing for you to keep it even. You can call me anytime, you don't ever need a reason. I'm right here with you, never could forget you. All the things that we've been through, everything we went through, hey, none of it was simple, but I'm right here with you. Some days I wish I was more like you. Your certainty, your attitude. Keep doing what you're doing, I ain't mad at you. I'm just wishing that I had that too. Some days I wish I was more like you. Your certainty, your attitude. Keep doing what you're doing, I ain't mad at you. Just to know you, I'm glad I do. I want you to view yourself the way you see me. When you're feeling alone, I'll be a sanctuary, yeah. I want you to view yourself the way you see me. When you're feeling alone, I'll be a sanctuary.
Rise and shine. Pour yourself a cup of coffee and tune in to Good Morning Aurora. News, weather, and really cool interviews. Monday through Friday from 8 to 9 a.m.
Good morning, Aurora. Good morning, Aurora. Good morning, Aurora. The time is 8 o'clock on the nose. Man, Anyway, you are listening to and watching Good Morning Aurora, the second largest city's first daily news podcast. We have a great guest with us today. We have an equestrian Riki.
Reiki.
Reiki.
Mm-hmm.
We have a educational professional, have a green tea drinker, and that trail of superlatives could lead to only one person, Andrea Marcinkus of. How you feeling? Good. That's good. Good to see you today. And thank you very much to our mutual friend, Emily of Zen Law. Shout out, Emily. Now we're going to talk about the new, amongst other things, we'll talk about the new Harvest Moon Rising event. Is that?
Yeah, the new moon. I'm holding new moon cacao ceremony at Zen.
New moon cacao ceremonies at Zen Law. Right.
Yeah.
How did the most recent one go?
Oh, it went great. At a full house, we had 11 people, up to 50.
Right.
And beautiful, heart opening.
Okay.
Each one is themed. But
Okay.
Yeah.
Monica, the last action hero. How are you this morning? If you have not seen it yet, Monica, Monique, our great chief of security, Monique, saved the life of our wonderful chief executive yesterday. That video is on our Facebook page. It's action packed, ladies and gentlemen. So check it out. Okay, we got a lot of things to talk about today. But before getting back here to what we're talking about, explain the new moon, significance of that.
Sure. So the new moon is a great time when the moon is dark. And so it represents a great time, set new intention for the month.
Okay.
Our ceremony at that time, great time, self-reflection and
You want to bring forward the next 20 years.
well, the last one was the Aquarius new. So was to connect more and Aurora community. That was important to me because I had launched Adhara Alchemy right before the pandemic. Then everything paused and changed. I was still doing Reiki at that point, Reiki on humans, and that's primarily. But I couldn't offer, house ceremony. So there was, and start of this year, I approached part of business community, and talked, and it worked out great. We were in alignment. So starting from that community.
Good. Absolutely wonderful. For those who are unfamiliar, Zenloft is located at 6 West Downer Place, corner of, Downer and Stope, and it's right on top of QT3 Systems. Shout out to Quint Thompson as well. Great place to have a kind of event. Yeah. Hello, hello. Okay. You hear the sound of my voice, ladies. All right.
Fixed?
I think you got to talk a little bit louder.
Oh, I can talk a lot louder. I
How's
can
that?
do that.
Okay. So now the community working with Zenloft, I think that's what I
Yes.
stopped on.
Yes, so that was my intention. That was the intention that I set during was to build the community, starting first at Zenloft and outward.
Okay.
Yeah.
And there's only one Zenloft, but I feel like there's not enough of that kind of incubator or atmosphere place in Aurora? What's your opinion of that?
Yeah, I think there's a lot. Aurora is great for the arts, and my background's in the arts. The former dean at the Illinois Art, and so I love Aurora's art community. And it was actually one of the reasons.
Okay.
But in terms of the spaces that allow for greater spirituality practices and wellness practices, I think that's growing.
Right.
But I don't. It's not. Zen Loft is great, and it's a wonderful, wonderful place here in Aurora. It's a real.
So now you mentioned moving here. Where are you from originally?
Originally, I'm from beautiful Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Yes.
Okay. All right. All right.
Yeah.
So are there any similarities between the because that's still the Midwest.
Yeah.
Right? Any similarities between Milwaukee and Aurora?
Well, it's a smaller town atmosphere for sure. And I like the friendliness of Milwaukee and Aurora. I felt welcome here, even though I wasn't a native. So it's I've lived all over. I've lived in Philadelphia. I've lived in Rome. I used to teach in Rome.
Damn.
And Aurora's just, it's so friendly. It's it has all the amenities of a big city.
Right.
But the friendliness of a.
For those of you just tuning in, we are here with our friend Andrea Marcinkus of Adhara Alchemy. Now, for those who are unfamiliar with alchemy, what is it?
Alchemy is the transformation of one thing and traditionally it's like the early beginning.
Right.
Producing medicine, that kind of thing. But for my business name, Adhara Alchemy, the alchemy part really is about transformation, from transforming yourself from one state into a better state.
Did y'all hear that? Can you say that one more time?
Sure. It's about transforming yourself from one state to another state, a better state.
Now, we've told you, ladies and gentlemen, many times that the only constant in life is change.
Oh, that's for sure.
So, that's good advice to have. Thank you. And how did you come up with the name Adhara? What's the significance?
Yeah, so Adhara is one of the stars in the Cana Major. And it was actually my favorite star when I was a little girl. I was very fascinated by the heavens. And it's a star, maybe the third brightest in that constellation. So it's not like the brightest, but it does emit a lot of ultraviolet.
Canis Major.
Canis Major.
Okay.
Yeah, Big Dipper.
Big Dip? Okay, all right. Damn, I shouldn't have. That should have been a trivia question.
Yeah,
could have gave
there
somebody
you
a
go.
sticker for that. The time is 8:09 a.m. Good morning, Norma Peterson. Good morning, too. Let's see who else we got. Jennifer Ryan Mayton. Good morning. Deb Sturgis. Jen Ingram. Goodness gracious. All right. Good morning to you, Earl James, as well. We'll see what's up with this mic in just a moment, ladies and gentlemen. But we will have a shorter show today with you because you do have to go to work.
I do.
You got to leave 9 or 10 minutes before 9.
Yes.
So we will work that out. Now, when we talk about change and everything, it kind of seems to me that the impetus for the change is going to be on the person themselves. What is it this is an opinion question.
Sure.
What is it that you think makes people decide that they need to change or want to be ready for change?
I think sometimes it's conflict that causes people to want to. So conflict or the lack of conflict, stagnation. If it's too much of something or too little of something, you want to move forward or move through it. You really want out that change.
Okay.
And a lot of people are very scared of change. And it can be. You don't know maybe what's next, and you can't see past that horizon. But trusting yourself and that universe has the best intent out there for you, that God has the best intent out for you, you want to move forward with it.
The time is now 8:10 a.m. Monica, if you would be so kind, please take us to a commercial. Give us some local news.
All right. Hello, everyone. Good morning. Here are your local headlines. Real news, real people, real stories, 100% Aurora. Don't forget to please subscribe to our YouTube channel to stay up to date on all of our content. There you can also receive all of our notifications when we go live and watch all of our interviews. Aurora Downtown is celebrating Black History Month. Join via Zoom on Tuesday, February 22nd at 10 a.m. for a talk with Kathy Gaddis on how to be an ally. Ms. Gaddis is the Executive Director of Study Circles Aurora, and she was invited to give this special talk to Aurora Downtown business owners and staff. The Fox Valley Park District has a great free presentation coming up this Saturday, the 12th. Local Legends is a great collection of stories and performances about some of our community's most inspiring leaders. This will take place at the Prisco Center and will begin at 2 p.m. Seating is on a first-come, first-served basis, and it is free and open to the public. To sign up for this and all other programs by the Park District, I'll be sharing a link with you all in our chat. The virtual satellite town hall series kicks off Tuesday via Zoom. Learn about how our elected officials do and what their role is in our community. Speakers will be State Representative Barbara Hernandez, 1st Ward Alderman Emmanuel Lamas, Kane County Commissioner Monica Silva, and Sam Nunez, Aurora Township Trustee. This will take place from 5 to 6 p.m. and registration is required. And I'll be sharing that link with you all in our chat. If you're looking for good food and excellent beer, swing by McCarty Mills on the 11th and 12th, which is this Friday and Saturday. Our friends of Corinne's Kitchen will be cooking up the delicious soul food for the Sticker Snob Show. Support great local businesses and enjoy yourself. All of their food is very good, and they'll also have caramel apple pie a la mode.
Thank you very much, Monica. Thank you very much. The time is 8:13. Okay. So the city of Aurora has made Juneteenth a paid holiday for city employees. Absolutely wonderful. We can hit the clap for that. Now, the mayor signed that into law and into ordinance, I think, or into effect here in the city. Congratulations. And he was surrounded by great city staff and all kinds of wonderful people like Sherman Jenkins and Alderwoman Shakita Hart Burns, who was the first African-American city council member in the city of Aurora. So shouts out to Alderwoman Shakita Hart Burns. Now, the St. Charles Library has reopened. We mentioned that just last week. They were closed, unfortunately, due to an issue with security. People didn't want to wear masks, but they have now reopened. Shout out to the St. Charles Public Library. Okay, so equestrian
Reiki, yeah. I also do human Reiki. So
okay, first of all, what's Reiki?
Reiki is a process of it's a healing process. It's an energetic healing process where the Reiki practitioner assists the person who is receiving Reiki to receive the Reiki healing energy.
Okay.
So Reiki is a combination of two words, Rei and Ki, which means higher power is the Rei, and Ki, which is life force energy.
Higher power and life force energy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm a Usui Reiki master teacher. So it comes from Japan.
Okay.
And I've been studying it and practicing it for a number of years now.
All right. I'm totally unfamiliar. Well, I've become familiar with individuals who do or practice Reiki, but I was previously not familiar with it at all. So interesting. I found it out by hanging out with Emily.
Yeah, you'll have to come for a Reiki treatment. There's a number of us at Zen Loft that do Reiki.
Eye of the Angelus is up there as well.
Yeah, it's a great shop.
Now, so tell me about equestrian Reiki. Like, how does
so not only
humans and horses have the same needs?
Well, humans can receive Reiki energy, but animals can as well. And so I specialize in animal Reiki. And because of my involvement in the horse world, I do a lot of equine Reiki.
Okay, now you own horses.
I do, yeah. I own one horse, and I'm training another. Little shout out to Hurtado Ranch up in Maple Park,
Okay.
who takes good care of my boys.
Hurtado Ranch.
Yes.
Nice. All right. At the moment here in the city, we find ourselves coming out, I think, slowly from some of the past health-related restrictions here in the city.
Yeah.
So optimism is definitely up there, but we're still being cautious with it. What's your sense of the city's energy? Does it seem like it's optimistic and we're going in the right direction, or do we still seem somewhat shuttered?
I think we are somewhat shuttered.
Okay.
I was out at First Fridays, and it was really cold. I mean, it was really cold.
Right.
But there weren't too many people out. I've been around for other February First Fridays before. I mean, the energy is there, and I think it's building. I know the governor is going to, he's talking about perhaps lifting the mask mandate by the end of February. So maybe that'll help give people a little bit more encouragement, and as people get vaccinated, if they can, and you know, I feel that we are returning. I don't want to say to a sense of normality, because this pandemic has certainly changed our lives in such a deep way. And I don't want to use the term new normal, because that is just a horrible term.
Yeah, it's
We've
kind of
all
like
heard
ill
it
now,
so
right?
Much.
I knew it,
But
normal.
I'm excited as to what the future is going to bring for us. I think it's going to be a little different. I think, you know, wearing masks might be something that's more common, but you know, nobody wants the flu anyway.
Right.
So
Absolutely.
yeah.
Gary Strong, good morning to you. Maria Chirito, good morning. Earl James, good morning. I think we got the audio worked out. And then Philip Millies, good morning. Monica is here. Monica is check out yesterday's video. That's all I got to say. It was action packed. I think it's probably one of the best we did. Is it the best one? It was pretty good.
Yeah, pretty up there.
So Andrea, here's my next question.
Mm-hmm.
What is your opinion of, and what is the soul?
Oh, that's a wonderful question. So I'm gonna start to answer this question by first talking about the body, because we have these wonderful bodies that help us interact with our environment, and we ride around in them, right? But we also have an energetic body, and that's the part of us that deals a little bit with like our own electromagnetic force, and it surrounds us, you know, ideally within like 6 feet of our body.
Right.
And you know, as you get close to somebody, you can start to feel that energetic body.
Mm-hmm.
But the soul is something that is even above that. It's sort of your own higher self, your higher consciousness, and it can involve yourself from this lifetime and prior lifetimes. You believe in reincarnation.
I do.
Yeah. So it's sort of that collection of that. And your soul's journey, each time you're in a body, it's one more step on your soul's journey.
I believe, well, let me start over.
Yeah.
With the limited knowledge that I've gained being alive, it just seems to me that the most logical explanation for our situation is that, I mean, who's to say you weren't an eagle in another life or something, right? I mean, nobody picked to be, we didn't pick our parents. Nobody picked to be either up or down. You don't pick that. It's as random as I mean, who knows? Your eyes may open and then you're a tiger.
Or maybe you do pick it. Maybe your soul picks it because it's something that you need on your next step of your journey.
Or maybe how you do in this life dictates what you'll be in the next one. I mean, you could be a dung beetle.
If you're into scarabs, maybe. Yeah.
Girl, you know okay.
Yeah.
Claps for that. Yeah, that was awesome. All right. But I do actually I do actually believe in that. To whittle that down to more serious fashion. No, I do believe that your what you put into the world in regards to either good deeds or help will definitely fashion and dictate what you get out of it and what you will continue to process.
Right.
Now, is that a belief that you've always held, or was that is this a frame of mind that you eventually came into? Who was Andrea before Adhara Alchemy?
Oh, well, gosh, that's like going way back. There's, we always wear so many faces and masks and that kind of thing as you live and you grow and you learn new things. I've always had a deep spiritual practice.
Yeah.
I grew up Roman Catholic. I wanted to be a nun for a really long time. And
that's what it is. I could tell.
Yeah.
Not that you want to be a nun, but I could tell that you've had a very. Let me shut up.
No.
You have a. I'm just gonna use the word for the moment because it'll work. You have a holistic nature about you.
Oh, thank you.
Okay.
Thanks. Yeah.
All right. I could feel it when you came in. I was
Yeah.
like, this lady seems like she about to bless somebody up.
I'd love to bless you. Yeah.
You did.
It's, I brought in some sweetened cacao covered cacao nibs or seeds.
And they're very tasty, ladies and gentlemen, very tasty. But I didn't mean to take away from what you were talking about.
Sure.
Yeah, you wanted to.
So I've always had a very deep spiritual practice. I started meditating over 25 years ago.
Okay.
So I've had a daily meditative practice, and that was a very deep part of my spirituality and finding out who I was, where I fit in this world. I'm also an artist and designer.
Okay.
And a scholar and educator. And so all of those have sort of woven together in my life to come out where I am now, which is a wonderful place.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
All right, the time is now 8:23 a.m. Let's see here. Dora Sanchez Soto, thank you very much for your stars. We appreciate it very much. Maria, we said hi to you. And Earl James, the boss, he has a new video out. It's on YouTube. Go and watch it. Earl, put the title of the video in there. I know what the thumbnail looks like, but I don't know what the name of it is. But we will shout it out when you do. It's 8:23. Okay, real quick, I want to tell people, Monica, take me to a commercial, please. We have something here, Monica, and it qualifies as that thing we do called All right, Thursday, February 17th, Mutual Ground and Aurora Area Interfaith Food Pantry are teaming up once again for the Women's Empowerment Mobile Pantry. This will be at 120 Gale Street from 2 to 3 p.m. Again, it's going to be Thursday, February 17th. If you're unfamiliar with where that is on the west side, right off Lake Street, and that's the Aurora Township Youth Center. That's what it is. Great place. Also, real quick, you guys, in that same vein, the Pet Pantry is the day before. That's 10 a.m. to 12 p.m., and that will be actually at Aurora Area Interfaith Food Pantry, which is on Jericho. Good Morning Aurora will be live at Java Plus Monday, Valentine's Day. Yes, that's right. We will be there having a great live show. All of you lovers, we encourage you to tune in and put some sugar on me. Burning out. Okay, and the last piece of news I have for you, very serious, is join for a live Facebook live discussion on cyber scams. This will be Thursday the 17th from 6 to 7 p.m. And this is sponsored by the DuPage County Sheriff's Office, the Kane County Sheriff's Office, and the FBI.
Ooh.
Damn, the Alphabet Boys. What?
Things got serious.
No cap, we got the flyer. The panelists are going to be, Selbon Johnson, Special Agent of the FBI, Detective Rich Wistowski, a child cybercrime expert, Kane County State's Attorney Jamie Mosser, who's a friend of the show, and Kane County Sheriff Ron Hain, also a friend of the show. To ask a question, you can email in advance nelsonchris@co.kane.il.us. I have the flyer, and the flyer will be posted for you. And instead, I usually tell you people, tell them that you heard about on Good Morning Aurora. You don't got to mention where you heard this one at, but just register and check it out. FBI gonna be like, what? Good morning, who? Monique, where they at? All right, the time is 8:25 a.m. So, Andrea, we talked about Reiki.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about Zen Loft. We talked about your beginnings there, things that are going on. I want to talk about wellness.
Yeah.
I want to whittle down that a little more. Now, before we started recording with these wonderful people here at home, we were talking about how lives have changed in regards to work, particularly due to the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about the work-life balance. In your opinion, how important is it to care for yourself as much as you do your job?
Oh, 100% important.
Okay.
I think one of the downsides of everybody working from home is that sometimes people didn't have a clear delineation of when to stop working, because you're working in your home environment. And I started working from home just about a year before the pandemic happened, and so I had to work that out in my own life. And
Right.
then when it happened to all of us, it's like, oh goodness, but that's really important. You need to have set working times, a set working place, ideally in your home, even if it's your kitchen table that you put away at the end of the day.
The little fold out joint.
Yeah, something. Some separation between that, because we are not just our working selves, and we don't owe our employers more than what they're paying for us. We do our job, we do it well, but it shouldn't bleed over too much. I mean, occasionally you might have a special project you're working on where
Sure.
it takes some extra time, but you need to take time for yourself, because you won't be the best person you can be at work or at home if you don't have that separation. And so I find that work-life balance is very, very important.
Are there any particular things that you yourself do that the audience can do? Any tips for us that would help us on our daily journeys?
Sure, yeah. One thing that I like to do at lunchtime, because I do take a break at lunch,
Okay.
to eat, and sometimes it's not a full hour, but at least it's a half an hour. I like to do a short little meditation,
Okay.
just to sort of check in to see where I am. It helps manage stress. So you just close your eyes and relax. And a lot of times people think that meditation is to clear your mind. It's not. Just feel what you are feeling and acknowledge it and let it pass. And then pay attention to your breath. If you breathe in and breathe out, and do that 3-4 times just to relax. And you can do a quick body scan meditation too. So start at your toes and work your way up, and just check in on every single part of your body. See how it's feeling. If there's tension, let it go, breathe into it and release. And that'll help really reset you and really refresh you. And you can do that. It doesn't take long.
Right.
It can take as short as 30 seconds or a minute. Sometimes I do that even between meetings. If I have a high stress meeting and need to go into another one, I just take 30 seconds, 20 seconds to just check in with myself, put whatever negative energy came from something else before and not bring it forward into that next meeting, and just, breathe into it, and it helps to refocus.
I shovel. That's what I've been doing since it's been cold.
Yeah.
That's my little thing, because I typically, when the show ends, that is the end of, Good Morning Aurora for the moment. And then
Sure.
I go to, work. But what I've typically been doing is I'll go home and I'll shovel for an hour.
You have a lot more snow than the rest of us?
Well, yeah. Brother got a backyard and it's pretty, don't let me stunt. I got this walkway that goes through the back and it goes around the garage. It's pretty
okay,
cool. So
cool.
I purposely have not shoveled the whole back part.
Yeah.
It's purposely to get home, decompress, and just
Yeah, I mean that's a meditative practice. Yeah,
Makes me feel good when I
Yeah.
have to go to a 2-hour Zoom call.
sure.
How
yeah.
you feeling, Curtis? Oh, I'm good.
Yeah, I've
know?
just been shoveling. You have to find something to substitute it though from when the weather starts to warm up.
Well,
Yeah.
here's what I do when there is no snow. So if it's one of those days where I can go home, what I'll do is go home and I will just lay down,
Yeah,
quiet, silent, nothing going on. The phone is on vibrate. I will just lay down, and whatever will happen, will happen. I may fall asleep for 26 minutes. I may not, but it's quiet, it's silent, and I can decompress and think about what happened and what will happen today.
right. Yeah,
Then get up, make some tea, and here we go.
yeah. It's a great place too to set your intention for the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Set your intention. What do you mean by that?
So set your intention. So to move forward through your day with purpose, you can sit and think, it should be a positive message, right? I will handle the stress to the best way of my ability today, or I will try to smile more on my Zoom calls today, or some other way to just set your intention for the day.
I gotta start doing because I don't set my intention for the day. My intention is the same every day. Maybe I should start setting my intention for the day.
Yeah.
Because I have a philosophy that's a little bit. This is a learning experience right now. What time is it? The time is now 8:32. Okay. Set your intention for the day. Breathing, meditation, and we just covered the work-life balance. Now, do you have clients, your own personal clients? Are the people who deal with and you are healed and they're healed directly by you?
Well, so I help them heal.
Okay.
The healing comes from them, and with Reiki, you help them accept the Reiki energy.
Okay. All right. Unfamiliar with how it works, so just But do you have a schedule when you're at Zenloft?
Well, people can contact me.
Okay.
My contact information will be up very shortly on the Zenloft Collective page.
Okay.
But you can always go to adharaalchemy.com and contact me directly through there or through Facebook.
All right. On Facebook too?
On Facebook and Instagram.
Okay. Monica, if you could, please take us to a commercial, 3 quick joints, and then we'll get back to our great discussion with Andrea Marcinkus.
Right. The Office of State Representative Barbara Hernandez is hosting the next Social Justice Committee meeting and will take place on Monday the 28th. This will be from 5 to 6 p.m. via Zoom. Representative Hernandez will be joined by the Illinois Alliance for Reentry and Justice, who will be leading a conversation on improving social determinants of health from the perspective that healthy people equal healthy communities. If you are interested in attending, please register with the link that I will be providing, as well as the other links. I've been very distracted and listening to Andrea, so I haven't put the other links there.
You're like, we ain't got a link yet.
Okay. Are you familiar with the Teen Resource Network? It's your single source for teen activities, jobs, resources, and volunteer opportunities. This resource is provided by our friends of the Alive Center. For more information, you can call 833-308-0860. Get to know them on Facebook and Instagram at TRN Chicagoland, and this flyer has been shared to our social media. The Fox River Arts Ramble will be Saturday, June 11th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. This is a cooperative program by Fine Line Creative Arts Center and other partners. Come see the art that exists throughout the Fox River Valley.
All right. Thank you very much, Monica. Thank you very much. All right. Time is 8:35, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. So what's next for you and your journey? What's next? What do you, spiritually? individually?
So what I'm studying something new right now.
Okay.
I am a shamanic practice apprentice.
Okay.
I'm in an apprenticeship program with Rodrigo over at Healing Arts
Okay.
in Batavia. So I'm learning new methodologies for healing.
New methodologies for
Yeah.
healing.
And I've
All
been
right.
doing that for the past year, and there's just so much more to learn.
Okay.
Yeah.
So much more to learn, like what, for example?
Well, in shamanic practice, you really connect with the natural world,
Okay.
and the beings that are in the natural world, and also using them as allies to help with healing. They're all our relations: the plants, the animals, the stones, the rivers, the mountains. We're all related, but they've been here a lot longer than humanity, and so we have a lot to learn from them.
What's wrong with humanity?
Oh, I don't think at its core there's anything wrong with us. But I think what we have a tendency of doing is separating ourselves and seeing ourselves as other from, we have this very dualistic aspect where we like to see ourselves as separate from nature, separate from this group, separate from this. And I think that drives a lot of the problems that we have in society and the world. I mean, things from environmentalism to how we treat people of different colors and races and creeds and all of that. That otherness creates conflict, and it doesn't need to be there.
How do you think that happened? I mean, it's been a long way since the dawn of humanity till now.
Sure.
But what do you think caused, you brought up the climate, right? I mean, there's people who believe, to your point, we're taken away from the climate, so it'll always be there. It's always been, how did we become so, not callous, but how did we become so with the thought that we're separated from these things?
I'm not really sure how that happened, but I know that it has happened, but I also know that people are trying to reconnect with it and change it. And we're learning from communities that have never lost that connection.
Okay.
And so we need to get back there.
We do. All right, now let's talk cacao.
Yeah, let's talk cacao.
Why cacao and not honey or yogurt?
Yeah.
Or, why cacao?
Yeah. So cacao is a beautiful sacred plant medicine. And it's a wonderful teacher to us. If you believe that all of the plants and animals can be teachers to us, Mama Cacao is a beautiful teacher that opens up your heart. So both in your energetic body, your spiritual body, and in your physical body. So it has, if we talk about the physical level first, it has a couple of chemicals in it that actually do things to your body. It has caffeine, but we have lots of products with caffeine, and we're kind of a caffeine addicted society.
We are.
Yeah. And so when people come to the cacao ceremonies, I actually say don't have caffeine for 24 to 12 hours beforehand, so you can actually feel what's happening in the cacao in your body. But it also has anandamide in it, which is sometimes known as the bliss molecule. And this is a neurotransmitter that helps us experience pleasure and joy. It activates the pleasure and joy centers of our brain, okay? And those things, are associated with love. So there's no, we always associate love with chocolate, and it's because of the cacao.
Right.
And then the last thing that it has in it, among other things like magnesium and a whole bunch of vitamins and minerals, is theobromine. And this is a vasodilator. And what this will do, it actually helps blood move through your body more easily, really truly activating the heart space. And so cacao acts on your body both physically, spiritually, and energetically to bring you into community with those around you and opening up your experience for love, joy, and pleasure.
Do you write?
I do, yeah.
Have you written any great works we should check out? What kind of question was that?
Oh, my dissertation, but I don't think that's a great work.
You led with many things, and one of them was not a book. That's why I asked. But what have you sprinkle us. Enlighten us? What have you written, or what would you like to, or rather, are there any books we should read?
Oh gosh,
We have a reading audience.
Yeah, you have a reading audience. Now you're really putting me on the spot, and of course, like all the names of authors have completely gone out of my head. But
right.
I promise you this: I will post something on Good. I will post a great reading list for your readers.
Okay.
Yeah, I will
Thank
do
you.
that.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'll do that later today.
I like to read.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's opened my eyes to many different things.
Yeah.
Some of the things that you're talking about that I haven't been familiar with personally, but I have heard them in literature, rather read them in literature, and I am fascinated. And I could be wrong, so please correct me. A lot of the disciplines that you study, are those Eastern philosophies? Is that the correct?
Some of them are.
Okay.
Certainly, it's much more pan-global now.
Okay.
Reiki certainly starts in the Eastern side of things, but Usui Reiki is Westernized Reiki.
Okay.
Although that's probably the most common style of Reiki that you will see across the world now. And certainly some of my meditative practices, some of my early teachers were very highly influenced by Eastern thought and philosophy. But it's a beautiful, wild world, and there's so many different flavors to it. So, with the cacao ceremony, that is centered in Central America. That, from that culture goes back to Mayan culture and Aztec culture, with the drinking of cacao, which is the food of the gods.
Food of the gods.
Mm-hmm.
What was Rome like?
Oh, Rome was amazing. So I was working for Mount Mary University at the time, and they would send me and our American students to Rome for a semester, and I got a chance to live in Rome, teach in Rome, speak Italian, be really immersed in the culture. It's very beautiful. It's a very beautiful city.
Now, from Rome to Aurora. So let's talk local. Yeah. In the time that you've been here, what are some of the changes, some of the big changes that you've seen and noticed just while here?
All right. I think the big one is downtown Aurora.
Okay.
So I was actually just saying this to my husband last night. My cousins used to be here in the 90s. They did student teaching here for the Teach for America program. And Aurora at that time was perceived as a very scary, dangerous city. And so when I moved to Aurora, some of my family, they're further away, they're like, what are you doing moving to that city? I'm like, no. Like, Aurora is cool.
Yeah.
Like, it's cool. But in the 13 years that I've been here, I've seen more of that coolness develop. There's a stronger sense of community with like the downtown farmers markets. The artist community here has really blossomed. We even have an arts commission now. The murals that are here, I mean, we really celebrate art, life, and diversity in this city, and I love it.
Shout out to the Aurora Public Art Commission.
Woo-woo.
Jen Evans, what is up? It's a great board, great group of people.
I love Jen.
Now, do you have any favorites? Favorite restaurant? Let's get you nailed down to some.
Favorite restaurant. Well, I will tell you, I loved Chef Amory's place when he was here. He's a friend of mine.
That's before my time.
Oh, you never got to experience. Well, it's where Gillerson's Grubbery is. Yeah. So I love Gillerson's. They're really great.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. There's been so much change with restaurants in downtown Aurora, and then the pandemic, that I find myself. It's actually one of my goals for this summer is to eat more in Aurora, because I cook a lot from home, and I'm a vegetarian, so sometimes going out can be challenging.
Right.
But that's actually one of my summer goals is to eat more in downtown Aurora.
I hear good things about Chef Arbery. Was that it?
Amory.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this was. I brought that up a few. People have brought that up a few times to me, like Chef Amory and everything. And I live right across the street, but that was way before my time.
He also used to host. We had these downtown Aurora meetups. They were called DAM meetings.
I've heard about those too. The downtown Aurora art mixers.
Yeah, those were fun. We often met there.
Okay. So it's 8:45, so we've got 5 more minutes with you. And in this last 5, we do give people the opportunity to give us the positive message of the day, which you will do. But what did we miss anything?
Oh, I want to tell you a little bit about the cacao ceremonies that are coming up.
Okay.
So I'm going to be offering cacao ceremonies on or near every new moon at Zen Loft. So our next one is Tuesday, March 1st at 7 p.m. And this is celebrating the Pisces new moon, which is about bringing in creativity, intuition, and healing.
Okay.
And then the one after that is on Saturday during the day, April 2nd at 12 p.m. And that's the Aries new moon, which is about standing your ground and standing in your power.
April 2nd?
Yes, April 2nd.
Okay. 7 p.m.
March 1st, 7 p.m., April 2nd, 12 p.m.
12 p.m. Okay.
And there will be more posted, but those are just the next 2.
Okay. And we can find you on Instagram.
You can find me on Instagram at Adhara Alchemy, Facebook at Adhara Alchemy, or my webpage at adharaalchemy.com.
Okay. Now I'm going to show you people something that you've never seen before. You are going to, because we take a picture of our guests before they leave. So we're going to have to get the picture now while everybody's watching. So I'm going to get up.
Okay.
And you are going to sit here.
I'm going to sit behind the desk.
Yep.
Okay.
Because we got to get this for the gram. The gram.
Yes, for the gram.
Must have. All right. God, this is fun. All right. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Here. All right. Looking good. All right. On the count of 3. First picture done in the fly, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, there we go. Live picture.
Yeah. Oh, my hand can't. So it was, and it's 8. What time is it now? 8:47. Couple more minutes.
Yeah, got a few more minutes.
So the show ends on a positive note.
Yes.
I'm still going to rant to you after this. The show ends on a positive note. What is your message today for the people of Aurora?
Oh, I would say to the people of Aurora, live in your community and love in your community. Think about ways you can help build that community, because together we're a lot stronger than just alone. And as we come out of the pandemic and start to connect with people more, that's going to be even more important as we move forward to help forge those new bonds and love each other.
Absolutely wonderful. Forge new bonds and love each other. Well, I feel like we forged a new bond here today.
Absolutely. This was wonderful.
We're very glad to have you. So it is now time it's 8:48. Our guest here is actually leaving us live on air to go to work. That's the kind of dedicated people that we have who come to see us.
Absolutely.
We will always post your stuff, and then after this I'll email you and send you a wrap up of everything today.
And I'll give you a book list too.
Yes, please do.
Yeah, book list.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And Monica will escort you out as I talk here to the rest of you fine ladies and gentlemen. Monica, take me to a commercial though, please. This is fun. We're doing something brand new today. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, all right. Yeah. I'm going to do my thing now. Ladies and gentlemen, that was our dear friend Andrea. And I hope that you learned from what she had to say. Chief among what she had to say was about change. Things are always moving. Things are new. Things are different. And we've changed a lot. And I know a lot of you guys have changed as well, too. But I have something to tell you about here. Let me get this out of the way for you guys. Time is now 8:50. Yikes. Okay. It's Black History Month, ladies and gentlemen, and I want to tell you about the next couple of events that are going on in the city to learn about. Today, the virtual lunch and learn is taking place at Wabanzi Community College, the story of black hair. I'm going to have Monica put in the chat the link for this so that you guys can check that out. Wabanzi Community College has a great amount of good things going on and different presentations, so stay tuned. There's a full calendar of events. That's what Monica will put in the chat as well. Now, the Local Legends event that's taking place at the Prisco Center, that's what Monica talked about today. That's going on at 2 p.m. on Saturday. Let me list the names of the individuals who are being profiled. Mayor Richard Urban is one of the people being profiled. Wilbert Walters is being profiled. Marie Wilkinson, namesake of Marie Wilkinson's Food Pantry, is being profiled. Fred Rogers is being profiled, and Miss Lillian Perry. I actually used to work in the same office. Monica's back. You can bring me on, Monica. I used to actually work in the same office as Lillian Perry for a little bit. Lillian Perry, I would look to my right, and Lillian Perry was in the door right there in the little office. She was like 4 feet away from me. She's a really nice lady. But these people are being profiled. They're local leaders with a fantastic story. So please check that out. One of the things that's interesting about doing this show, and I'm going to give a bunch of shout outs here right now. I'm glad that we're able to bring awareness to people with guests like Andrea. We got a great email the other day talking about the news that when we bring it up about Zenloft, oh, it's great to know about wellness. It's great to know about healing. That seems to be something that I don't think, it's not that we didn't mean to not do it, but businesses, women in business, the undocumented community, it's not that we forgot about this element. It's just that I think the time had to be right for the element to make itself more apparent. If that makes sense to any of you people. So I'm glad that we had Andrea on today. Get ready to see more great stuff from Andrea pretty soon. All right, the time is 8:52. Monica, give me one joint.
All right. Commercial.
And you gave him the links and all that, right?
I did.
Okay, cool. Word up. We're caught up with links.
All right. Let's see. Let's do one that we haven't done.
Let's do one that we haven't done. Do one that we haven't done. Do one that we do one that we do one that we haven't done.
All right. This Friday, tomorrow, there will be a live salsa dancing taking place at Java Plus. A great band called Impacto Boricua will be playing. There will be All right, there will be a special menu, and the fun begins at 6:30 p.m. Java Plus is located at 1677 Montgomery Road. Have a great date night, and let them know you heard about it on Good Morning Aurora.
Right. Cruz Ocho, what's up? Tracy Duran behind the scenes at the GAMS studio. GAMS, the Great American Morning Show. Thank you very much for sending us stars. Word. We appreciate it. If you guys send us stars, it is very much appreciated. Thank you very much for supporting the show. We appreciate that. Cruz Ocho. We play his music in the beginning of the show. We play other artists at the beginning of the show. If you know someone who can benefit from having their song played, let us know. Send us an email, put us together, and see what we can do about putting some more tracks out there. Or a brother might just start rapping or have Monica rap. You never know what we can do. Anna Sierra of Anna's Custom Treats, good morning to you as well. The time is 8:54. Well, ladies and gentlemen, now that our guest is gone, I think maybe we will wrap it up early because me and you will finish filming. That's what we'll do. We will finish filming. And we can't show these people what we're going to start filming, so we will just wrap it up. We'll give them 3 minutes. We'll give them 6 minutes today. Monica, anything that you want to say to these people before we wrap it up?
I think I'm going to leave it to the whatever Andrea said, because it's inspiring. I think I'm going to steal that spotlight from her. So.
Okay. All right. Emily, good morning. Ladies and gentlemen, we hope that you guys enjoyed today's show. We hope that you all have a fantastic, fun, wonderful, and positive day. Tomorrow we have Vanessa Rodriguez Aguirre is here. Good morning to you, Vanessa. Tomorrow we have a special guest. We have, should I tell them?
You should tell.
We have Aurora Swan of Aurora Downtown coming on for a special show tomorrow morning on your Friday. So get ready for that. Thank you very much, Vanessa. We appreciate that. Great chat. Yeah, we're trying, that's what we do. That's what we do. Great chats every day. We do our very best. Monica and I are going to continue filming here. Your favorite local news team has some more things to show you guys, and we'll go cover the administration for you. If you have not seen yesterday's action-packed video, make sure that you watch it. We were able to capture security guard Monique in all of her Terminator 2 splendor. It was absolutely wonderful. Other than that, ladies and gentlemen, have a fantastic day. Have a blessed day. Be safe. Take care of yourself and each other.